Do you know why Greece has fewer morning people? Because dawn is tough on Greece. This is a joke, of course, but it holds a grain of truth. For the ancient Greeks, dawn was more than just the start of a new day. It was often a moment of truth on the battlefield. The outcome of many a hard-fought battle hinged on the arrival of the sun. Imagine a battlefield shrouded in pre-dawn darkness. The air is thick with anticipation and the silence is almost deafening. Every soldier knows that the tranquility of this moment is fleeting. Soldiers on both sides are weary. They've spent the night in restless sleep, haunted by the thoughts of the impending battle. Their bodies are tired, but their spirits remain unbroken. They strain to see in the dim light. Every shadow could be an enemy, every rustle a sign of an approaching threat. The uncertainty is palpable and it weighs heavily on their minds. The first rays of dawn change everything. Visibility improves. The once shadowy figures become clear and the battlefield is bathed in a golden hue. This light brings clarity, but also the stark reality of the fight ahead. Soldiers can finally see their targets. They adjust their positions, ready their weapons and prepare for the inevitable clash. The morning light reveals both opportunities and dangers. This was a critical factor in ancient warfare, where hand-to-hand combat was common. The ability to see one's opponent clearly could mean the difference between life and death. The morning's chill air could also affect the battle. The cold seeps into their bones, making every movement a little more difficult, every breath a little sharper. Cold muscles are stiff and slow. Soldiers take time to stretch and warm up, trying to shake off the morning's chill. They know that agility and speed are crucial in the heat of battle. A surprise attack at dawn could catch an army off guard, leaving them vulnerable. The element of surprise is a powerful weapon, and many battles have been won or lost in these early hours. The Greeks understood these factors. They meticulously planned their strategies, taking into account the time of day, the terrain, and the condition of their troops. They used them to their advantage whenever possible. By leveraging the morning light and the element of surprise, they often turned the tide of battle in their favor. The Battle of Marathon in 490 BC is a prime example. The Athenian army, outnumbered by the invading Persians, chose to attack at dawn. They had a reason for this risky strategy. The Persians were camped on a plain near the coast. The rising sun would be at the Athenians' backs, blinding the Persian archers as they faced east. This tactic worked. The Persians, blinded and disoriented, were caught off guard. The Athenians routed them, securing a decisive victory and cementing their place in history. Section 4. Thermopylae, Darkness Before Dawn. The Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BC tells a different story. It was a clash of epic proportions, where a small Greek force stood against the might of the Persian Empire. The Greeks, led by King Leonidas of Sparta, knew they were vastly outnumbered, yet they chose to make a stand. Here, the Spartans and their Greek allies faced the massive army of the Persian king Xerxes. The Persian forces were said to number in the hundreds of thousands, while the Greeks had only a few thousand men. Despite the overwhelming odds, the Greeks were determined to defend their homeland. The narrow pass of Thermopylae gave the Greeks a defensive advantage. This strategic location meant that the Persians could not use their superior numbers to outflank the Greek forces. The terrain was rugged and difficult, making it an ideal spot for a smaller force to hold off a larger one. However, a traitor showed the Persians a secret path through the mountains. This betrayal was a turning point in the battle. The Persians were able to use this hidden trail to outmaneuver the Greek forces, putting them in a precarious position. This flanking maneuver meant the Greeks were about to be surrounded. The realization of their impending doom did not break their spirit. Instead, it steeled their resolve to fight to the last man, knowing that their sacrifice would be remembered for generations. King Leonidas, aware of his fate, dismissed most of the Greek army. He chose to stay behind with his 300 Spartans and a few other allies. This decision was not just about strategy, it was a statement of courage and honor, embodying the Spartan ethos of never retreating, never surrendering. He remained with 300 Spartans and a few other allies to hold off the Persians. These men knew that they were facing certain death, but they stood their ground, fighting with unmatched bravery and skill. Their stand became a symbol of resistance against overwhelming odds. They fought bravely, but by nightfall they were all killed. The battlefield was strewn with the bodies of the fallen, a testament to their fierce resistance. The sacrifice of these warriors was not in vain. It bought precious time for the rest of Greece to prepare for the Persian advance. The Persians attacked at dawn after the flanking maneuver. The morning light revealed the aftermath of the brutal battle. The sight of the fallen Spartans served as a stark reminder of the cost of war and the price of freedom. The morning light revealed the small number of Spartans left defending the pass. Their sacrifice became legendary, inspiring future generations to stand up against tyranny and fight for their freedom. The Battle of Thermopylae remains a powerful symbol of courage, sacrifice, and the enduring human spirit. Section 5, the fog of war and other morning surprises. Dawn did not always bring clear skies. Often, the early hours of the morning were shrouded in a thick veil of fog or mist, creating an eerie and unpredictable atmosphere. Fog, mist, or even dust storms could create confusion on the battlefield. These natural elements could obscure vision, making it difficult for soldiers to see their enemies or even their comrades. In such situations, the element of surprise became even more crucial. Commanders had to rely on their instincts and the limited information available to make quick decisions. One example is the Battle of Cunaxa in 401 BC. This battle is a classic illustration of how fog and mist could change the course of history. Here, a Greek army fighting for Cyrus the Younger was caught in a thick morning mist. The dense fog made it nearly impossible for the Greeks to see the approaching enemy forces. Their enemy, the Persian king Artaxerxes II, launched a surprise attack, throwing the Greeks into disarray. The sudden onslaught in the misty conditions created chaos and confusion among the Greek ranks. Although the Greeks fought bravely, they were ultimately defeated. The fog of war, both literal and metaphorical, played a significant role in their downfall, demonstrating how unpredictable and treacherous the battlefield could be. Section 6, Dawn, a Greek tragedy and triumph. These are just a few examples of how dawn played a crucial role in ancient Greek warfare. From the bright sunlight of Marathon to the tragic last stand at Thermopylae, the arrival of a new day often brought with it the clash of swords and the fate of nations. Understanding the conditions of dawn and exploiting them was crucial for Greek commanders. It could mean the difference between a glorious victory and a crushing defeat. Section 7, Greece, where dawn bites back. So do you know why Greece has fewer morning people? Because dawn is tough on Greece. It's a light-hearted joke, but it reminds us that for the ancient Greeks, dawn was anything but a time for sleepy eyes and yawns. It was a time for courage, strategy, and often for the fate of Greece itself to hang in the balance.